going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ryan Pineda Show, where we talk all things real estate, business, and entrepreneurship. And today, I've got a new sign. What do you guys think of it? Today we're talking about someone that is very controversial, very inspirational, I don't know, you could describe him a million different ways, but that person is Grant Cardone, Mr. GC himself, Mr. 10X. This is someone that, holy cow, he's got a cult-like following and people can't get enough of him, or people can't stand him. But as somebody who has actually paid tens of thousands of dollars for his stuff, let me tell you what I think of him. So the first time I ever heard about Grant Cardone was about 5 years ago on the Bigger Pockets podcast. Never heard of him in my life. He gets on the podcast, he's super brash, has a lot of energy, and man, he can grab your attention. At the time, he was promoting his book, The 10X Rule, so I went out and bought it after hearing the podcast, and I'll actually tell you, I love the book. I don't agree with everything in the book. I don't think it's very reasonable for a guy to say, hey, you know, instead of flipping 100 houses, how about I go flip 1,000? That's not something I want to do. But what I do like is the premise of the book. And the premise of the book is that it's going to be much more difficult to hit your goals than you think. If you're trying to get to 150 flips a year, you should aim for 500 flips. And more than likely, it's gonna help you get to 150 and way more. And that's really what the book comes down to. Set your goals way higher, and then you're gonna end up settling for something that's really good. If you had just set your goals at what you really wanted, you're more than likely to end up below that. And I can tell you in my life, that has usually been the case. If you set your goal at a certain level, you either hit it and then you're like, man, could I have done more? Or you don't hit it at all. So you might as well set your goals high. So that was my first experience with him. I paid 10 bucks for his book or whatever his book cost, and I like it. My next experience with him was back in February of 2018. I went to his 10X Growth Con, which was here in Las Vegas. Now, at Growth Con, I actually was sitting in the second row. The ticket was about $7,000. And my friend Nick Marietta was the one who actually bought it for me. So shout out to Nick for doing that for me because it changed my life. I went to that Growth Con event and I would have never paid $7,000, but I went to that event and I got backstage passes. We got to mingle with some of the people. A lot of the people on stage, it was the first time I had ever heard of them. It seems crazy now, but I had never heard of Tai Lopez. I had never heard of Russell Brunson. But when I saw them on stage and I heard their presentation, I ended up buying their courses. I think I spent about $7,000 that day on their courses alone. What? And just so you guys know, before 2018, I had never spent that type of money on anything. I didn't really believe in investing in myself for education. And it's funny now because I tell people that, hey, you gotta invest in yourself. It's the most important thing you can do. And I teach people myself, and I have coaching programs and mentorship programs. And it's because I started doing that back in 2018. And it was the best investment I made. Because of going to Russell Brunson's course, I ended up writing my book, Flip Your Future, which has impacted many, many people. I ended up making my online course, and I ended up getting into coaching. I would not have done that if I didn't do Russell Brunson's course. And I wouldn't have did Russell Brunson's course unless I went to Grant Cardone's event. So it's funny how that works. You go to Grant Cardone's events, you see Russell Brunson, you're inspired to go write a book, and then other people go to my course. It just keeps going on and on and on, and value keeps getting put into the world. You know, I also did Tai Lopez's course. It taught me a lot about marketing online and how people are doing it. And that's why I'm on YouTube. That's why I'm on Instagram. That's why I'm putting out value and making videos, because I see what he does. Now, he's very much like Grant Cardone. He's very controversial. You have people who love him. You have people who hate him. You have people who think he's fake. All I know is these guys are great marketers and there's things you can learn from them whether you hate them or not. So that event changed my life going there. I'm grateful that my friend Nick bought me a ticket because I wouldn't be where I'm at today unless he did. No doubt about it. After going to 10X, we ended up getting Cardone University. I can't remember how much we paid. I think it was like $7,000 for 6 months. But what I can say is I wasn't impressed with that. It's a sales training platform, and I don't know when it was filmed because Cardone looks 20 years younger in the videos. And a lot of it is very repetitive. It's hard to filter through what you need to hear and what you don't need to hear. So I'm not a big fan of Cardone U. Maybe it's gotten better, maybe it hasn't, I don't know. Unfortunately, it was a course that I would not buy again. I've bought a lot of courses, I've paid a lot of coaches, I've paid a lot of mentors. Most of them I would do again, that's not one of them. But let me tell you, the biggest thing that I've learned from Grant Cardone is his controversy and the attention that it brings. He says the most outlandish things and he gets people to watch videos. By being able to grab so much attention, he's able to sell more products. He can sell more Cardone U, he can sell more Cardone Capital, he can sell more 10X events, he can sell more books. The list goes on the things he can sell because he's a great marketer. So what I've realized is there's a lot of value into learning to market. There's a lot of value into making great videos. There's a lot of value into making great content. Gary Vee teaches the same thing. Russell Brunson teaches the same thing. All of these guys' businesses is based on how good their content is. How good are they at grabbing attention? How good are they at marketing? How good are they at creating Facebook ads and different types of ads? And Cardone was the first person that I really watched do that and saw its power. You know, I watch him say these controversial things like cash is trash. And then you see people during this pandemic like, you're an idiot. You don't have, how's that cash is trash looking now, right? He don't care. He's already made his money. He'll say things like single family sucks. You should never buy a home. You should lease everything. Buying a car is ridiculous. You know, he says all these things that are contrary to popular opinion. And I don't know if he truly believes them or not. But what I do know is they generate headlines and he sells more product. And I think the biggest thing for him is not even selling Cardone U and these other products. The big thing for him is raising capital. The more attention he gets, the more airtime he gets, the more capital he can raise to buy more apartments. I think last time I checked, he's got over $1 billion in assets. That's insane. I don't think anyone knew who Grant Cardone was 10 years ago, and now the guy has $1 billion in real estate. And he didn't get on social media until he was older. Think about that. We think about, man, is it too late to get on social media? Am I too old? Yada, yada, yada. No. Grant Cardone's over 60 years old, and he's just now hitting his social media stride. So that tells you that anyone can do this. Anyone can start putting out content today and start making a name for themselves. But I think his whole goal is to raise his profile so that he can continue to buy more real estate. And for me personally, as I've raised my profile, as I've put out more content, as I have grown my reputation, it's become easier for me to raise money. We're able to raise money for fix and flip projects, and that's all because of social media. If you can grab people's attention, you can sell products. You can have a business. And I think that's where the world is headed. You can have a lot of great businesses, but if they're not good at marketing and grabbing attention, the person who is good at marketing is going to get the market share, regardless of if their product is better or not. So, do I think Cardone U is the best sales product there is? No, absolutely not. Is it one of the best selling products there is? Yes. Is it one of the best selling sales products there is? Absolutely. He's killing it. At the end of the day, do I agree with everything Grant Cardone says? Absolutely not. I think a lot of his ideas suck, to be honest. But when you see what he's doing and you see the success he has and you analyze it, you're like, man, this dude is smart. This dude has it figured out on how to get what he wants, how to grow his business. He doesn't care about trying to be humble or noble or politically correct. He takes the total opposite approach. He wants to be cocky, he wants to be confident, he wants to piss people off, and it gets followers. So in conclusion, the two biggest things that I've learned from Grant Cardone are, number one, marketing is that important. Social media and self-marketing are huge for selling your products and building your brand. And number two, you can't please everyone. Just worry about your audience and the people who are buying your products. Grant Cardone would not be where he is if he was trying to please everyone. He don't care about the people that hate. The people that hate on him, they fuel his fans and people buying his products even more. They come out to support him because they freaking are devoted to what he's doing. So don't try and please everyone. It's useless because you never will. But anyways, guys, I really hope you liked this video. Please make sure you go and like. Please make sure you go and subscribe. And make sure you hit that little bell button so that you can catch all the videos that we're putting out. And then also make sure you follow me on all the social media platforms. I'm super active on those other platforms daily. So if you want to see what life is like as a business owner, entrepreneur, real estate investor, make sure you go give me a follow on those. And until next time, peace. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you are interested in business, entrepreneurship, or real estate investing, it doesn't have to stop with this video. If you go throughout my channel, we've got a ton of different topics and content that can help you take your game to the next level. You can check out my weekly vlogs where we go behind the scenes of everything in my businesses and what goes on in the office and how we are making deals and scaling our company. You can go through our different playlists where you can check out different topics such as real estate or even finance. Lastly, if you'd like to get a hold of me, you can email me directly at ryan@futureflipper.com. I'm very responsive to my emails and I would love to help you out and communicate with you directly. So other than that, make sure you check out the other videos and stay on the channel.